they just won't stop saying hi to each other. They just won't stop.
It's a very loving community
They
living.
not stop
Everybody
greeting
greets everybody.
each other.
Gotta greet everybody.
We would have to do the math and figure out how many, like the exponential number that, like, of how many people there are versus how long it would take for all of them to say hello to each other.
Well,
I think it could take up most of the live stream. Should we just let them go?
Let her rip, Tater Chip. Welcome to We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Livingston Man, roll that beautiful bean footage. Boom! This is it. The shortened version of the bean footage.
Short to the point.
Yeah,
How
apparently
about it?
we forgot to rewind the bean
You know who this is.
Welcome, everybody, to We All Gonna Die Wednesday. This is Hangar 6.
That's what we tell them.
That's all we're allowed to say about it. This is Hangar 6. This is where they house the non-human intelligence.
That's what I'm here for.
Non-human intelligence.
I was born here. I know this.
That is the words of the night is non-human intelligence. Mad Chad, Alternal, Amber, Sister Marie's Kitchen, Eric 1NRV, Johnny Prep, Smoking Swamp, Scott Trindle, Coffee First Then Speak, Eric N1RV, What's Good, Virginia Bushcrafter, Nostradamus. I'm not gonna work on Papa's Farm no more. Jana K, welcome. Travis, what's good, my friend? I'm here. We can officially start now. Asking ye shall receive, sir. Asking ye shall receive. Hope everybody's doing well. This We All Gonna Die Wednesday. I've been seeing the headlines, Livingston Man, everywhere. Everybody telling you today's the day. If you don't have this, you're not gonna make it. You're gonna die. It's gonna happen.
With the question mark after it.
Yeah. Can you survive what's coming?
Like, imagine if we just changed it, like, we all gonna die Wednesday? No, it just sounds like I'm not sure. No, we made a declaration. We all gonna die Wednesday.
Papa Pug, watching from a big rig parked in Baltimore, Maryland. Stay safe, my friend. Baltimore is not the nicest of towns from what I've heard. Yeah, be safe. Thank you for tuning in on this We All Gonna Die Wednesday. So I do have something that I want to get to that kind of relates to the environment that we're in this evening, aka Hangar 6, where they store the non-human intelligence.
I was born here.
Yeah, you came from here?
I know this place. I'm not the first.
It's home.
Well, they came out with better ones afterward. You wouldn't even know. They don't even know.
They don't even know. But yeah, this is where the non-human intelligence is stored. And Congress, Chuck Schumer, trying to pass bills that say that the government needs to disclose a little more about these, what do they call them now? Unmanned aerial phenomenon. Is that what it is?
Ridiculous euphemism.
It's UAP is the acronym. The UAP stands for what is it? UAP. They keep abbreviating it. It's unmanned autonomous
phenomenon or something.
Phenomenon. Yeah.
Oh, it said it. Where the hell is it?
Yeah, I think it's up a little bit higher.
Top of the charts there,
Where
Chief.
the heck is it?
I remember seeing it.
It's gone. UAP stands for it used to be UFOs, right?
See the way these articles are written backwards. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. Yes, yeah. I remember seeing it. I seen it.
But you know where it is? It's in the bill.
It's right here.
We actually have
unidentified anomalous phenomenon.
Anomalous. That's the word we were looking for.
Yeah, it just really rolls off the tongue, right? Because UFO was just too fucking hard.
Yeah.
We can't just write 3 letters on a government document.
Well, they had to change it, Livingston, man, because apparently these things have been videoed going in and out of water. So they're not just flying objects. They see them on the ground. They see them everywhere. Black Star Boys! What's good, my brother from down under? Thank you for joining us.
This is so vague. This is literally Foo Fighters, lights in the sky. This is anything that you.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna catch what Chuck Schumer thinks is that they were ordered to declassify a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it, all of it.
And what he is alleging is that they have not disclosed the actual truth.
See, he's telling us all that the government is holding back.
Yeah. Now I'm going to drop a link in the chat.
Yeah, check this out, guys.
Nope,
that's not it. That's not it at all.
Not quite the one whatsoever.
No.
So give us 1 second.
Yeah, go ahead and yep, right there, sir, right there. There you go. Bingo.
Try it again.
Bingo.
There it is.
Oh,
all right. Now this is the literal bill he's proposing. Now,
Santiago, what's good, my brother?
It's long. It's full of a bunch of nonsense legalese, and it's just blah. But essentially,
it's 3 pages, about 3 pages of the actual bill and what they want to do. And Livingston Man is going to give you guys a little bit of this now. When you read into the bill, Section 1 says all federal government records related to unidentified anomalous phenomenon should be preserved and centralized for historical and federal government purposes. That's number 1. Number 2, all federal government records concerning unidentified anomalous phenomenon should carry a presumption of immediate disclosure. Those are very important words. And all records should eventually be disclosed to enable the public to become fully informed about the history of the federal government's knowledge and involvement surrounding unidentified anomalous phenomenon. So that's French for Chuck Schumer knows that they've been hiding something from us, Livingston.
Well, he's talking about himself. He might as well have this.
He's been there for 155 years.
Yeah, this is
Chuck freaking Schumer.
Note to self. I forgot why I was here. But now I remember or something. I don't know. I'm immediately distrustful of any government attempt to approach this situation because they botched it so many times in the past.
Absolutely.
From the first time, the big Roswell incident up until today, Project Blue Book and every other thing, Green Beam. And
if you give it to the government, they will destroy it, hands down.
And keep it secret and decide who gets to know about it and whatever their problem is with stuff like that. So, but here's a guy you would figure would know.
Oh, yeah. This Chuck Schumer's definitely on the
He's been on committee after committee. He's been in the Senate for a
give me a
life.
1 in the comments if you think Chuck Schumer already knows the answer to all of the UAP or UFO questions. Give me a 1 in the chat if you think he already knows. And he's like, we got to tell him, man. We got to tell him. Scott believes so. There's 1, 2. All right, we got, see, he knows. He knows.
I mistrust a lifelong, shilling ass Democrat to all of a sudden be interested in anything resembling the truth as well.
Yeah.
I find this just another, and what people are doing now is beyond any conspiracy or agenda. Now it's just people's actions just seem bizarre.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What? Chuck Schumer's out here for transparency? What happened?
We definitely got sucked into another dimension.
Is he trying to live
this is CERN's fault, man. They just got it going too fast and just.
He's trying to milk out another term in the Senate, but now he's some freedom-loving whistleblower. 45 years later, I don't know.
His document goes on. Part 4 says that legislation is necessary because credible evidence and testimony indicates that federal government unidentified anomalous phenomenon records exist that have not been declassified or subject to mandatory declassification review as set forth in section blah, 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 blah,
Executive
blah, blah, blah,
Order 13526.
Yep, relating to classified national security information, due in part to exemptions under the Atomic Energy Act of 1954. Interesting.
as well as an overbroad interpretation of, here comes some word salad, transclassified foreign nuclear information, which is also exempt from mandatory declassification, thereby preventing public disclosure under existing provisions of law. Now, that language sounds boring as hell with a lot of big words. But what's interesting is that some of this information is apparently blocked by a rule concerning the Atomic Energy Commission.
Yeah, so apparently, word on the street, Livingston, man, is that these UAPs like to hang out around nuclear-powered things, whether they be nuclear power stations, nuclear-powered boats that we have, nuclear-powered submarines, nuclear test ranges, the silos where our nuclear warheads are stored. These things tend to hover around them. There's been a lot of chatter about them being almost surveilled by these things. Anything with nuclear weapons, they
surveilled or protected?
Oh, that's a good question.
Well, it got me thinking, like the Atomic Energy Act is involved here, the government Manhattan Project, all this. So what if the big taboo thing that we're not allowed to know is that we have perhaps nuclear powered aircraft that are unbeknownst to everybody. Everybody thinks maybe the F-35 is the most killer aircraft ever, but that's just a front for what we've been calling UFOs since the end of World War II.
Could be. Could be.
If we're going to go out on limbs here. But see, what Chuck Schumer ostensibly aims to do is put an end to exactly this kind of questions. All this what if.
Yeah. So, the document says that they have to declassify.
There's no way they can do that. But then
underneath it says, future declassification. So they may eventually declassify some of this stuff. But I think a lot of it is never going to see the light of day.
When it involves national security secrets like secret aircraft or even the research that went into trying to figure out what these things were, breakthroughs that were made, it's going to be national security stuff, especially if what I'm saying is it all true, that it's actually us. Well,
there's allegations of them recovering craft and reverse engineering them, and pretty credible sources.
Test aircraft crash and they go and recover it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And they figure out what went wrong. They bring it to a hangar.
They even recover balloons that they shoot out of the sky from other countries too. So imagine if anything falls to the ground in our territory, we're going to go grab it up and figure out what the heck it is. But they say that they are reverse engineering all of this stuff. Who knows, man? Who knows? It's too soon to tell. I know that was yesterday, but we're going to use it again today.
It's always
because it is. It's too soon to tell, guys.
The original UFO scare, right after Roswell and the big deal with the flying saucers and the men from Mars and all this stuff. That was at first it was it caused a sort of moral panic. But then in about 13 seconds, government realized that they could use this to manipulate the people's ideas about it.
Yeah.
And so I myself think, and I don't think I'm alone in it, is that a lot of the maybe not the current one, but the original UFO scare was just, let's run with that. Let's let everybody think it's aliens, it's green men from Mars when it's us. It was the greatest.
It's a perfect cover, right?
Somebody saw their weird aircraft and they were like, it's aliens. And they were like, it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we got to get some people on the train. Interesting. Very interesting theory, Livingston, man. And it could be true. Could all be true. There's no real telling.
Element 115 and what's it, red mercury, all this cool Castle Wolfenstein shit,
black silicone,
blacks, just all that.
There's lots of cool stuff.
What's the other cannibal
Cannibal CME.
The dark,
it got us
the dark ejection. They got to be all scary with everything.
Nostradamus says they'll convince everyone it's aliens and that we need an alien tax.
Let them come. You know what I mean?
Santiago, thank you so much for joining the membership, brother. We really appreciate it.
The few, the proud, man.
Yeah, all of the membership funds are going right back into the event location, man.
Prepper Book Club, that's what I think. It's Lockheed Martin, Skunk Works just doing what they do. The last thing that they showed you that they built that was secret was like the SR-71 or the B-2 Spirit bomber.
Yeah.
Those things are from those are original Desert Storm vintage, and the SR-71 from before that.
That thing was from like the 60s.
They don't even use the F-117 Nighthawk very much anymore, the stealth fighter.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything went into the F-22 Raptors and more traditional looking fighters.
Yeah.
But when you see one of these strange aircraft that's maybe even just a research vehicle, not intended to be a weapon or anything, they're just trying to test some concept.
Right.
The thing is going to look bizarre.
Absolutely.
And unlike anything you've ever seen, and potentially handle like nothing you've ever seen.
Right.
It's so much easier to imagine that it's just all these trillions and billions of defense dollars.
You see why we don't have free healthcare, folks. That's what you're going to see.
Then like otherworldly beings came here from another planet.
Yeah.
And then hung around the nuclear facility. Like, yeah.
Well,
I think we just have some wicked shit that we would just rather the Russians.
Do you think that they have they've broken gravity? Because what we see on film, Livingston Man, defies the laws of physics. So, I mean, these things are going, 1 second they're here, the next second they're 50,000 miles away.
But you know what? All right.
I don't know.
Okay, so this is a GoPro, right?
Tracy K, the money button.
Now, let's imagine a GoPro camera or a cell phone with a small lens right here. Okay, imagine that. Now, let's in terms of firearms.
Okay.
And their accuracy and able to reach out over distance.
Sure.
So I believe the term is parallax.
Right. Your scope and your bore.
When you're aiming, say, a handheld firearm like a pistol or a handgun, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You're aiming, the slightest movement wildly changes the perspective.
Absolutely. Militant farmer adventurers, thank you so much, brother. Really appreciate it.
The idea, whereas with a rifle, say you had a long range lens on the thing, the less it moves less than a lot of this going on. So with a small aperture camera, without any stabilization, you can make a light in the sky look like it's doing anything.
Okay. But what about the
to present
equipment?
A skeptical.
So let's break it. Let's get past that and let's get down to the equipment that we carry on board these fighter jets, these advanced fighter jets. When they see something and they lock onto it with radar, and you're watching it through the radar on the fighter jet, that's not a ball of light moving through the sky. They watch it dive into the ocean, and then it comes back out, and then just it's gone. And when you hear these advanced fighter pilots saying, well, what the hell is that thing? That's make the money hairs on the back of your neck stand up, It's wild because if they have this technology, they can defy gravity. Because those kind of movements would tear a human being apart inside of a craft. If gravity is going to do its thing, and without being able to defy gravity, I don't think you could actually make those moves unless you were like a freaking laser pointer, you were beamed there. Maybe they're not even really there. Maybe this is all Project Bluebeam. Conspiracy theory, folks.
You're allowed to know what they want you to know,
or what they say is true.
As for these other world, again, I still feel like that the easiest explanation is it is one of the greatest military secrets that's ever been kept.
I gotta say, I think you're right.
The United States has had, I think, like this unstoppable, but you can't show it, and you can't use it.
Right.
But as a last ditch effort, you have that, and
yeah.
And maybe that's a little bit of faith and hope on my part.
Right.
Because otherwise it's aliens, y'all, and what then?
Red Scout says, it's not Project Bluebeam. Jesus Christ is going to jack this place right up. Could it be?
No.
Angels?
Don't have this conversation.
Like
people
that?
don't like this. Don't do it.
It could be.
No, because that's not the same thing.
Could be. There's no telling.
Nope.
There's no
it ain't
telling.
right. It ain't
well, you're seeing auras
Jesus,
in the sky.
Jesus and all them dudes that came here from somewhere else were not aliens. That way it was different. It was different.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying there was aliens. I'm saying maybe it's something different. Maybe it is from
The old gods have returned.
the
finally.
heavens.
They all
the
said
heavens.
they would. They all like.
Yeah.
Every one of them was like, "I'll be back, bro." Even the Terminator, "I'll be back."
They're all coming back. They all coming back.
In which case, we got some reckoning. Okay?
Ghost Lincoln, thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, YouTube has definitely.
I don't know how much they crapped on us, but they sure didn't. They
They
don't
put
even,
a lid on us. That's for damn sure.
I mean, they ain't even give me no trickle down, which I hate. I hate that anyway.
No, not even a little bit of it. 11 months. 11 months, and we can't get to 6,100 subscribers. As soon as it breaks the 6,100 mark, we're automatically jerked back down to like, I don't know, 6,094.
It happens to even the bigger everybody. You plateau.
It taketh away.
They kind of assign you your station, and you're expected to live there. I'm going to post the link to Chuck Schumer's proposed bill here.
Yeah, one more time. It's a good one. It's a good one. Check it out.
And then I don't mean to like say as though I'm coming out and like supporting Chuck Schumer, because that would be wildly unlike myself to do that.
Eric, thank you so much, my friend.
But just the language and the fact that like a person like very high up and senior in the United States government is saying this.
Oh my God.
It's a little food for thought, and it makes you wonder what's going to come out the other end of it.
I mean, because if Chuck Schumer really doesn't know, and he's like pissed off that you're not telling Chuck Schumer what the deal is,
maybe that's his problem.
I feel that maybe he comes more from that kind of standpoint. I've been here forever, bro. I mean, I need to know.
Makes you start to wonder who does get to know. And if what I'm saying is true, then it's just like the chemtrail.
Do you think it's all unelected bureaucrats that get to know, and a handful of elected officials?
Possibly, but otherwise, it's again. I will concede that it would still have to be vast.
Yeah,
many
people that know. And I mean, how many? They got to be really well paid to keep their mouths shut for this long. But again, you have your leakers and things like that, and they're encouraging people to come forward with their sightings now. So,
but with this, what you could do,
the truth is out there, man.
All right, so what we're seeing now is a push toward like transparency and stuff. But
absolutely,
when government does something, you automatically distrust it because you're up to something.
It's government.
But the first thing to do was anybody that dare suggested UFOs, it was like you're on drugs. Or that's not what happened. Or I saw somebody say, swamp gas reflected on me. They just give you this absolutely like insult.
Black Star, have a great night at work, man. Safe travels, my friend. We will talk to you soon.
I love that guy.
Fantastic.
They would label you just an absolute loony. That couldn't have happened. You must be crazy. Oh, little green man, really?
Yeah, you were definitely smoking the stuff, right? You're definitely smoking.
So at first, what is it? How does it go? First, they laugh at you, and then they ridicule you, and then they fight you, and then you win.
Yeah.
As Gandhi said, something akin to that. That's how it's working out here. But Chuck Schumer was the last guy I would imagine be the champion of this. I'm like, really?
For real.
If I'm right, though, it was Trump ordered the declassification, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So again, here why bizarre is here's Chuck Schumer citing a Donald Trump executive order and being like, it's the law.
What? Yeah.
So it makes you wonder what are you doing that for? Why? You know.
Gear Guy says, look at the movie Independence Day. The president in the movie didn't know about Area 51.
No, it took some bureaucrat to tell him about it.
Yeah. Well, unelected officials. Those are the people who have eternal life in Washington.
Some of you call it the swamp. That's what was meant, I think, by that phrase was the unelected bureaucrats. People made a career in government, just pushing a pen. Or it's very powerful position to be just behind the scenes. Like, okay, so you're the president, that's fine. Right. But I'm just I'm the guy that makes sure what papers actually get to you. I get to decide what you know. You don't know my name.
True.
I bring you coffee and papers as far as you know. But what I can do is actually feed you what I want.
That's it.
You to know.
Big time.
That's the unelected bureaucracy that is the U.S. government. When they always threaten a shutdown, it's always these. We have 1.2 non-essential employees. Those are the people
That's the fat of the government, we'll call it.
They are the ones, the gears, the grease, the whole thing that make it work.
Yeah, when they go away, shit really stops happening, huh? It's the secretaries of all of these people that write all these bills and do everything.
In the Third Reich, the second, at the end of the day, when it all got boiled down to one, call him second or third most important, like powerful guy was Hitler's secretary.
Mm. Yeah,
he decided who saw.
Yeah,
he decided who got hurt. Like, and that was the end of it.
That's right. Love and Life says we can talk about it, but will we be about it?
Nope.
I'll be about it.
Everybody says that.
I'll be about it.
Everybody talks about it, but we get to decide later if we'll be about it. Too soon to tell.
It's too soon to tell on this We All Gonna Die Wednesday.
At this moment, one in the chat, if you go and be about it, everybody's going to be about it. Then I'm going to screenshot it and hold it to you. I'm going to print it out on laminated paper so it survives the SHTF. Then I'll pass them out. I'll be like, remember this time in the chat when you hit one?
It's right here. Militant Farmer
knows it. He knows a shit deal when he sees one.
That's it. That's it.
Sign my life over to you, buddy.
The militant farmer mindset is mind your own business, and I'm about that life.
Some people worry about what side of the fence they'll end up on, and I'm like the one building it.
Yeah, the fence. Yeah, exactly.
I divide us. You decide what side you choose.
Very true. Scott Hummer, 77 watching, 49 likes. Yes, folks, please smash that like button. We need all the help we can get here. If you're not subscribed, I would encourage you to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. We are one of the people that they try to keep under the rock. And as far as I'm concerned, some of the best content on YouTube comes from right here in this Hangar 6. Yeah, believe it.
Some things we got going for
Tracy
us.
Mickle, welcome.
You've seen the other prepping channels, and listen, I love y'all.
Yeah.
And what I want to do is offer some constructive criticism that's mixed with some comedy.
Let it rip, Tater Chip.
Perhaps the reason you find this channel entertaining is simply because there's two of us.
Could be.
There are other channels where there's two of them, but I don't know that I ever saw one where they kind of interact in the way that we do. There's a sense of humor around here. We'll crack a joke and laugh, whether it's gallows humor or genuine psychosis. You don't have to.
Don't judge me, bro. Don't judge me.
Some prepping channels be like dead ass, serious all the time, bro. You guys.
Today's the day.
Today's the day. You know what?
Today's the day. It's gonna go down.
Here's why you gotta. Here's another thing to worry about. Here's another thing to make the arm hairs stand up. You're like,
Yeah, kicking a dead horse. I guess that's the motto.
What I want to see with prep, I was talking about this today. I was on a bit of a rant. And what I thought was that prepping, like everybody's, we got the prepping mantis. There's so many militant farmer.
XNYC prepper. Yep.
Prepper, and prepper. Yeah. Right. Prepping this, prepper that. Hudson by prepping and survival on the other one. All right. I wish it wasn't some fringe, like fucking movement, like it's some weird cult idea. I wish it wasn't seen this way.
Right.
I talked about the Civil Defense Department. And the programs they ran during the height of the Cold War.
Okay.
Where they offered people basic tips on how to live through some shit because it might happen.
Yeah. And that was the basic tenets of preparedness, I would say.
And then what I then immediately jumped to, I was like, now that was the government kind of offering guidance to people. This day and age, the government has lost all credibility and believability. So government offering guidance now is them saying dumb shit like the best way to prepare for SHTF is get a fucking COVID vaccine. And I ain't even joking, they said that. All right. So, but what we need to get back to is that I think that prepping and survival should be something that is taught in the broader sense.
Yeah.
As
in
a common
life,
sense.
How to animal husbandry, how to raise and chickens and beef and things like that.
Right. I don't know, like this soft entitled complacent attitude in society. Can't happen here.
Well, it can.
I think it needs to be like baked in to all of us better. It shouldn't be
Right.
something you have to search out on the internet and join what some people think is some extremist movement.
Yeah.
It's not.
No.
How is
No,
that extremist to be like, shit happened and I lived, you fucking extremist, you should have died with everybody else? I don't get that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
So what I would is that everybody like got to pass along your knowledge and make this normalize prepping.
The prepping mantis says, militant farmer adventures. A prepper is like a hoarder, but with camo and shit. Yeah, kinda.
They got
Smoke and Swamp says it's a farmer with pew-pews.
Yeah,
kinda.
a little bit of all that. It's just
Kinda.
a common sense, like a.
Well, I think, a handyman, somebody who can fix just about anything. You can fix the car, you can fix the house. That person is more prepared than the average person who just lives in a home and knows nothing about it, or lacks the will to try to learn something about it.
It's a problem I see with the younger generation.
Yeah.
To paraphrase,
they don't plug into what they have to figure out. They're like, oh, it's beyond me. Forget it.
Exactly. Better to not try than to fail.
Yeah.
So
That's exactly the motto. Livingston, man, I got to ask you, what is your scenario that you're preparing for? What is your in your mind the most likely scenario that you have preps for? What is it?
An extended power outage caused by a weather event.
Okay. So grid down basically, but
it's
shorter term.
Let's call it local/regional. I'm not talking about some nationwide thing. I'm just talking like nasty fucking storm like wrecked everything, and maybe I'm out of power 2 weeks. Really messed everything up.
Okay.
All right. I'm not going anywhere. Maybe I can't even because the roads are just done.
Right. So bug in and grid down.
And be able to help, I preps wise. So like bug in, I'm in the house.
Yep.
We keep our food in a central, dry location.
Yep.
The temperature is relatively stable no matter the season.
Mm-hmm. Mary Miles, welcome.
Keep extra blankets around.
Yeah.
Chem sticks, no power required.
Gotcha. No batteries.
They're cheap on Amazon. You guys, you can get the big 20-pack bags of them. They're an NSA listed item. You can get them cheap.
Yeah.
Always a great thing. Kids love them too. In an emergency, if you have young children, they can become very anxious. If you hand a kid a glow stick, it's okay, man.
Everything's better when a kid has a glow stick.
And you hang them in places. You hang them off the doorknobs or off the light switches, or just whatever. Make your way, and then they're non-flammable.
Yeah.
I also have propane, hot water, and stove, so I can cook food.
Okay, fantastic.
I have to manually light the stove.
Right.
But I can cook food in the event of a power outage as long as I have the gas. In the house, got extra blankets. My wife has extra bedding, just straight up.
Yeah.
So we need to throw blankets on the bed. Fine. I don't have a solar generator or a battery backup thing.
Okay.
Well, we have a couple O lights. Again, keep around the house to see if we can get around. The idea being, all right, you shut all the doors and windows. You don't let the heat out.
Yeah.
Or, try to just keep stasis in the house the best you can. Freeze-dried food. I have, of course, you know me or seen this channel, I have too much Spam. I won't go hungry. How happy I'll be or healthy, but not hungry.
Not hungry.
Bugging in is, a bit easier as long as you're prepared for it.
Absolutely. When I went to the preparedness seminar, one of the things that I learned from the emergency response coordinator for Dutchess County is that they have no plans in place to evacuate people. They lean heavy on shelter in place. So I think it's important for folks, especially in the Hudson Valley here, to prepare to shelter in place. Because there's no buses coming. There's nobody coming to get you out of a situation.
Remember Hurricane Katrina? People were sitting on the top of their roof talking about holding up signs like, please help, we have kids.
Help. Man, you have to prepare for all inevitabilities. I keep a bug out bag just in case.
I'm trying to understand who blasphemed. Was it me? Probably, right? I probably didn't even mean to do
Parabellum Prepper says, what about reinforcing doors, windows, and etc. when you bug in?
This is where I've recommended that you gather some household tools. You don't need some construction grade shit, right? But a screw gun or an impact gun, a hammer, nails, a big old pry bar.
Yep.
Stuff like this where you can, like he said, maybe just like you go ahead and fucking jam some 3-inch screws in the door. Go ahead, blow it off. You're going to be sitting there for a minute.
Good luck to you.
As I'm sitting behind it, Joe Biden style with the shotty.
So I think situation would dictate. If it's a power outage and I'm not worried about people coming to kick my door in, I'm not so apt to bar the windows. But I do keep building materials on hand in case I do have to fortify the homestead and things go south. Well, yeah. I'm not talking like just plywood. I'm talking 2x10s. I'm not screwing around. You're gonna have to work.
What do they call them things? Timber locks and shit.
Yeah,
come on in.
Big ones.
Your stupid SWAT tank ain't pulling this door down, buddy.
Yeah,
that's fine.
Yeah.
There's that. Okay, now.
Parabellum Prepper says, I always had a plan of throwing stuff out on my lawn, make it look like someone already looted it.
I've heard this before. Perhaps it was from Parabellum Prepper. The word parabellum is actually Latin. It means something like prepared for war.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've heard of that too, or just otherwise make the place look like it's already been ransacked, like nothing worth dying for or looking for here kind of thing.
Gear Guy says, the walkway over the Hudson was constructed to hold military vehicles such as tanks, I heard. Gear Guy, I bet you can hold a lot more than just a tank. That was an old railroad bridge that used to cross over the Hudson. They took it out of service. They didn't use it anymore. They had rail lines each side of the Hudson. That train never needed to cross anymore. So
that kind of
they decommissioned it. It's there, but it's probably not in the best of shape anymore.
Tanks, maybe like Pershings and Shermans from World War II, but like not like at Abrams, like maybe one or two at a time. But you guys, of course, any prepping, as you do this more and more often, first of all, everybody does it different.
Mm-hmm.
The second is that you all sort of have a scenario in mind that you are like working towards, and again, those are all different. So a lot of this advice is able to be cross-pollinated with others. Absolutely. Some of it, some of our ideas just don't match. It's like, I'm not doing it.
I prep for a family. There's a lot of single individuals out there who don't have kids and things like that. And honestly, I'm kind of envious of them. It's so much less stuff that you have to have if you're not prepping for a big family, man.
It depends. Do you own land or do you rent an apartment?
Yeah, a lot of different scenarios.
And unfortunately, some of it involves either a significant investment in time or a significant investment in money. Yeah. If you're like a city person, especially, like it's easy for like us country folk to go out back, dig up a plot, and plant some vegetables. You may not physically or even legally be allowed to do that. So the prepping thing can go really anywhere. You have to make it go. Absolutely. It's on you to do like your thing, how you're doing it.
I've seen everything Livingston, man, from like a homestead that's purpose built preppers retreat to the folks who have a few storage bins of some prepper related items and a bag that they keep by the door. It varies so widely from person to person, and don't think that because somebody did this that you have to do it. It may not work for your situation. I see folks trying to store water, and they've got these rickety looking wooden structures that they're going to put these 200 gallons of water in, and I'm like, man, you're going to hurt yourself. Tell you what, it's going to fall apart. And
they futz around and be the last ones with water, though.
Well, if they do it right, absolutely.
I gotta say,
but don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to ask questions, guys.
I said I joked that we should never mention them, but you know what? 125.
That's right. I
said to throw him a shout out. He's in his pool right now. He's listening. That's why he can't comment. His fingers are all pruned. Living his best life. See what I mean? He's prepped, bro.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He's got 400 or more gallons, maybe 1,000 or something.
A couple thousand gallons.
Purified chlorinated water just tanked up in the back. He's bathing in shit like Scrooge McDuck.
It's true. It's true. It could totally help out, you know, especially in a situation where there's no power. I have plans to make myself what they call a well bucket, Livingston, man. I don't know if you've ever heard of them. You make them out of 4-inch PVC pipe. There's a couple great videos on them in YouTube here. They use like a racquetball inside of it to plug the hole. When you pull the thing up, the ball will fall to the bottom of the hole. And, you know, you got to taper it down. Really cool. Really, really cool.
Okay.
Ghost Lincoln, thank you so much, my brother. We really appreciate it.
I can imagine exactly what you're talking about. That's interesting. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Gravity fed, but it's something you just pull up with a rope, and it's coming right out of the well. The PVC is heavy enough for the thing to sink, and then as you pull it up, as it tries to drain, that ball gets sucked to the bottom by gravity and plugs the hole. Yeah. Parabellum Prepper says,
you have to. In fact, you should have already.
Yeah.
If you and now I understand, I get that it's not just so easy to know your name.
And some of them are total fucking assholes, but you may have to work with them in a really shitty situation.
But yeah, perhaps I'm blessed to like be like, you know, I'm not tight with my neighbors, but we all know what's up, and have had the conversation. About
things go south.
I got you, bro. And just being, we ain't got to go hang out and be good buddies, but we know that like this is our neighborhood, and
got to look out for each other.
That's that.
Definitely have those conversations now, man. Whenever you can, if ever you run into them, just be cordial, say hello, say, hey, man, you know, I'm always in such a hurry, and I just wanted to stop and say hi. I'm so and so. I live right here, and you know, nice to see you out all the time. Your lawn looks great. Even if it looks like shit, tell them it looks awesome. Or, you know, how's
the kids, blah, blah, blah. You know,
whatever it is. Small talk, man. It's something that's, it's a dying art, Livingston, man. Just small talk and chatter. Having a normal conversation with people is very rare nowadays because everybody's become so antisocial.
No, I know my neighbors. I know their kids. They're all great, good people. I'd trust them to be like, if like, you know, SH was T'ing the F, I would be like, no, these folks are like down. I know what's up.
Eric N1 RV. Thank you, fellas. Thank you so much, man. I can't tell you how much we appreciate it. Too soon to tell Tuesday. Not yesterday's, but the week previous. Just to give you guys an idea of how
pushing my memory span.
Of how YouTube pays out for these live streams. Too Soon to Tell Tuesday has about 500 views, and we made a whole 11 cents off of Too Soon to Tell Tuesday. It's really a labor of love for us here.
I'll probably quit my day job.
And I can't thank you gentlemen enough for supporting the channel the way you guys do. It's too much, man. I really Ghost Link, Jesus, Mary,
well, listen,
Joseph.
I really
thank you.
You guys have got to understand that if I always said about playing in a band too,
right?
If I did this for the money, like I wouldn't do it. If that makes sense, it's like this. It's just not.
No, I roll everything. XMYC. Thank you so much, my friend. Yeah, you guys really don't have to do that, man. We really appreciate it, and I promise you, we will roll all of this money back into the live events so that folks can come out and test their stuff out in a safe environment with some sort of facilities. XMYC. Thank you so much. Red Scout definitely wasn't in vain. It was in gratitude, my friend, in gratitude. Parabellum says, Ghost, you must work every day. Yeah, Ghost is a working man. Believe that.
I don't want to poke. I'm going to poke the bear a little bit. Only like the high priest, the temple of Israel was allowed to know the true name of God, and that word that whichever one of us just said, that wasn't it. So, yeah. Just about that whole name and vein thing. It gets on my nerves every time. None of us, no human among us, knows his name.
Interesting. Good call, Livingston, man. Eric says the shit house should be paid for by now.
That'd be awful fucking nice, man. They're talking marble tile and
just about. Tony, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Tracy Mickle, yes, it is a small but mighty group. Just fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate it.
Ghost Lincoln, man. I got spams, man. I got the jalapeno. I got the hot and spicy. You had that.
Oh yeah.
That'll make your eyes sweat.
Yeah.
I got the bacon. Okay.
On the egg sandwiches, slamming. That was 3 eggs, 3 slices.
That was supposed to be for all of us.
Eggs and cheese.
And instead, Mike was like,
"We're gonna eat it all for breakfast."
You didn't cook the spam nearly long enough, but I let it go by because it's okay. It's okay. But yeah, next time don't ever serve me like some raw ass spam like that again. That shit was spicy, hot. Should have been like crispy. But them eggs.
Yeah. I can throw it down to camp.
I shouldn't. I'm
no Steve.
I'm not complaining.
I can throw it down.
I'm not complaining.
Kitchen.
And I didn't even say nothing. I was like, maybe you told me to spam on it a little longer. I didn't realize what you were doing. Well,
Sometimes you got it.
There's hickory smoked spam that is so good.
Got to try this.
The one homie smoked a spam. He did it like really. He took a spam.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He said it was the best thing he ever had.
Man. That was the prepper yard sale. That was fantastic. Yeah, smoked the spam.
If you're not a fan of our Facebook group, we have one of those as well.
Check it out.
Survival.
It's in the comment section or the description section below the video. You can join us over there. All the great people are there. Fantastic group.
Big names in there as well.
Always sharing knowledge in there. Always. What a great Facebook group. Growing like wildfire.
There's some of you that perhaps have a different handle on YouTube than you do on Facebook, and maybe I already know you. And
very true. Very true. Apologies. Got to get folks to wear the name tags at the next event. Ghost says, mix the hickory smoked spam with the black pepper spam.
I ain't seen that black pepper spam. They got chorizo.
Spam Wellington.
So we're doing it.
What did we have? We had Yankee pot roast.
Pot roast, man.
That was fantastic.
That was a whole meal thing. That was amazing. The crock pot was involved.
Tracy Mickle, the spam and eggs in a muffin tin. I have not tried spam and eggs in the muffin tin, but we did do some eggs in the muffin tin. They came out pretty good. Try and pre-make some breakfast sandwiches for the kid for the week, so you can just pop them in the microwave and get them going. I know it. Johnny Preps. I had no idea that Johnny was Johnny Preps.
Are you talking about microwave and eggs, though? Like, hold on, let's go back.
Well, reheating. We were pre-making egg sandwiches so that we could just throw them in and heat them up, and the kid had egg sandwiches.
So you done that whole meal prep thing. I get it. That's kind of cool.
Oh, Slick Rick's birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday.
Yes, make him a spam dinner. Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
Black Star checked in, so we did indeed make it to tomorrow. So
we're there.
You're officially good to go to celebrate the birthday.
KP Heathen says, I've seen teriyaki spam.
Yeah, they got that too. I know that sounds... Spam is already...
SRD! My brother, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate it.
Spam is already rather spicy. And once you put teriyaki in it, I'm like, all right, now this is do not just go slicing this up and eating it. That's like...
That's what my son did, man. He just ate it.
Yeah, he didn't even slice it up. He ate it with a spoon like a cat in the
cast iron stomach.
Like he was just scooping it with his hand, like eating it off his paw like a fucking cat. Like young Hudson's crazy.
Ghost made spam stew in the slow cooker with beans.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Red Scout, I'll bite. What will happen when Jesus Christ pops up again? The same thing that's happened repeatedly. He'll be called a false Messiah and thrown in a mental hospital or worse, persecuted, run into the ground. I wonder how many times the Messiah has returned and we mistook him for a false one. And how many times that's going to happen before he becomes frustrated and makes us pay for our non-belief.
Eric N1RV, yes, sir. We have definitely reached the most donations in a live stream
Have we broken a wow?
And thank you guys. Thank you. I really can't thank you enough.
I really do.
It's going to make the building so much easier when I can just, walk to the lumber yard with a few $100 and say, hey, I need some of this stuff, and just pay for it and throw it in the truck. And I don't have to dig it so far into my wallet. Thank you guys so much.
Pay for it.
Yeah. Well, I can't just drive out the back door. Got to pay for it. Got to pay for it.
Yeah.
Unless you have the back door, I don't know.
Ostensibly. No, you show up and you're just like, I'm gonna go pay for it inside, and then you go inside, you come back out and leave.
Oh no, they got the guy at the gate. Yeah.
What the fuck hardware store do you shop?
Yeah, the big lumber yard.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah,
I go to the littler one of that same thing.
Oh, they don't even bother you. They're like, all right, see you later, guys.
They give you this yard copy, and then when I go out there and nobody comes to help me, I steal shit.
That's the price you pay for not getting there. Johnny Prep says, yes, you can all sign the toilet seat. Absolutely. Absolutely. Ghost Lincoln says, we all need to work together and help our communities as much as we can. Ghost Lincoln, amen, my friend. That is what it's all about. Working together, gathering that community. We're an eclectic bunch, but we are a bunch. And I got to be honest, when the chips are down, these are the people who will step up and make things happen.
When we build the new America, like, we're going to have like historical markers of our own. Talk about like on this spot, Michael
erected the first porta potty after the apocalypse.
Yeah, the first shit. Yeah. You just get to do that.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Lynn Dunn says, cooked in an iron skillet on the campfire. That's the way to do it, man.
I'm totally into it. Now I'm like, it's like decrepit shit house. It's just like.
Oh, it's going to be fabulous, man. This thing is going to be
decrepit outhouse.
Solid.
Erected in 2030.
Some random dude says, y'all are downright fruity. Love and Life says, Tomcat's World says, unity through community. Yes,
it's in the word.
Yeah. You can't have community without some unity, right?
And you know what I always feel the need to point out when someone uses that word, the C word.
Community.
Yeah, it's only like 3 letters away from ism. Like like SM.
Meh.
It's the same thing. Y'all gonna come together for the common good. Put the all y'all before yourself.
You're gonna have to at some point, man. You're gonna have
to. What people hate about communism is what government did to it. Perhaps. Because most preppers
is that like they say socialism just hasn't been done right.
Socialism was done right. When the barbarian tribes and the Native Americans practiced it, that was socialism done right. Everyone for themselves, like not everyone for themselves, but like you're all out here to do the thing for all of us.
Yeah.
There's no I, it is we. And it's been done right, not by government as we know.
No, by like tribal elders.
That's the original form of it.
Yeah.
All for one and one for all.
Well, the whole Congress and everything that we have came from things that the natives already had, right?
No, it came from things that fucking English already had and French.
Well, kind of. I mean, the English had the monarchy, right? So there was a heavy dose of native.
Oh, we don't have a monarchy still?
Well, oligarchy.
We don't have this protected class with a 2-tier justice system that, lets certain people get away with things because of who they are and who their daddy was or is. Like, no, we don't live under a monarchy still, an aristocracy. Important people are who they are and you are who
Love
you
and
are.
Life says the sound is off. Eric says, Mike, do you process your own deer? Yes, sir, I do. Parabellum Prepper says 5x5.
Process.
Try and refresh Love and Life. Yes, I do process my own deer.
I often sound like a robot because my voice does not sound like my voice doesn't project like his.
You should hear me when I yell. I don't like yelling.
You should hear me when I yell. Stupid.
They can't hear you, Hudson Valley, says Coffee First.
You know who can? Eric can.
Eric can hear us. That's
Eric
right.
can hear us. Anyone.
There's the thumbs up right there, baby. A thumbs up. Tomcat is a good cat. Yes, I've heard. I actually have to go check out his channel. I've been trying to, aside from the folks that I mod for, I haven't been watching a lot of prepping channels, man. I don't want to get influenced by them, so to speak, and then regurgitate the stuff that I see. I love to check out all the channels in the chat. Whenever anybody, friends post something, I'll go watch to support. Always smash the like button. But for the most part, man, I can't dive into it. I want to be me all the time. I don't want to take on habits of anybody else. And I think we do a good job at always being ourselves.
As much as I like to think that, I portray a persona on the internet, I don't.
No, this is really what you see is what you get.
I'm actually like this all day, all the time. My wife will tell you. Anyone who knows me will tell you. No, he's really like that.
Yeah. The Livingston Man is Livingston Man.
I have never pulled a punch with you guys unless maybe I muted an F word here and there. But other than that, I ain't never been nothing but straight with y'all. I never said nothing that I didn't actually think. Virginia. I have said some shit without thinking.
Yeah.
But I have not.
Sometimes I think about it afterwards.
I have not told you something that I didn't actually think.
The Virginia Bushcrafter says, do you hunt on the ground or use a climbing stand or both? Virginia Bushcrafter, I do both. And I use the hunting blinds, the portable pop-up ones. Those are fantastic. I used to bring the kids out with me hunting all the time. And, they're fidgety and always moving around. And it helps conceal their movements inside. I find hunting blinds to be very effective. But honestly, I have my best luck hunting if I just go and sit on the ground.
I just use completely illegal, unethical means. I'm not trying to play like a sport here. I'm trying to put food in the freezer. Listen, tiger pits, fine, that's fine. I snared a deer once. Just trapped some bitch, showed up later, beat it to death with a fucking crowbar.
You're
I don't
terrible.
care. Listen, sportsmanship, you know what that's going to get you? Dead. Because all the cheaters going to shoot all the deer.
Eric N1RV says, what's the campground by Bash Bish Falls? I believe it's Taconic Campground.
Decommissioned.
No, it's still operational.
You can't go to Bash Bish Falls, or at least last I knew.
You can't go down by the water, man.
Some of y'all litter
some
too
random
damn
dude.
much.
Have a great night, brother. Thank you so much for stopping by this We All Gonna Die Wednesday.
Some people litter too much, and what happens is you get cool areas taken away from us.
Yeah.
You carried it in. What mystifies me, what boggles the mind.
Carry it in, but you can't carry it out.
I'm going to carry in all this weight, but now that I have consumed all the weight, I will not carry out the trash that weighs considerably less. I won't do it.
James Carroll says Camp Wabika in Copake. No, this one's a little further up, right off of Route 22, I believe. There is a campground right at the base of that. I know the deli there is called the Depot Deli. They got more beer than you can shake a stick at.
True story. Just get hammered.
True story. Vashbish Falls is what happens to your balls when jumping in. Yeah, so they don't let you go in anymore. Eric, leave the area better than when you got there. That's the way we try and roll.
When I show up, I really hate finding a really cool spot, and then you look over and somebody else's trash is there.
Yeah, it sucks.
One, their disrespect just sucks. Two, it ruins your immersion. These areas are supposed to be kept wild and beautiful.
Yeah.
Not I look over and there's your complete mess, because I'm not carrying that out. No, I'm too good to bring that garbage with me.
Lynn Dunn is heading down to the Colorado River. Fantastic, Lynn. Safe travels. I hope you have a great trip.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 8:30.
That's it. We've come full circle, Livingston, man. We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Time has expired for the evening. Guys, thank you so much for your donations tonight. We really, really appreciate it. The new members, Militant Farmer, thank you so much. Your support means so much to this channel. If you don't mind, smash the like button. Consider hitting the subscribe button. We really appreciate it. We got to beat back the algorithm somehow. So.
We don't spam you with bullshit all day.
No, you're going to get your live streams every week and the occasional video when we got time to put something out.
And you know what else? It's like, listen, we're so not going to bother you. Listen, I work here. I don't even get notifications. I don't even. So
it's true.
Totally not going to bother you. Okay.
That's true. Tony, have a great night. And thank y'all for joining us on this We All Gonna Die Wednesday. Livingston, man. Kill it.